Hi everyone, Kelly Hushin here from the eTail blog again in booth 811. If you haven't come by, please come visit me. I'm sitting here with Patrick Dolan from Facebook. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we got some fans over there. Very exciting. So just wanted to have a little chat with you. This is your first time at eTail, so how do you find it so far?
It's awesome.
Oh, great. Very exciting. So we were talking a little bit before we sat down about what you're doing at Facebook and kind of why you're here. So if you could just tell us about that, because I know there's kind of an interesting relationship that Facebook has with e-retailers. So I thought maybe you could chat a bit about what you guys are trying to do.
Yeah, so my role at the company is to work directly with e-commerce businesses, and I'm here to help break down those walls that we hear a lot about, that Facebook is difficult to get in contact with, a little impersonal. I've got a lot of really great relationships with businesses throughout the e-commerce world, and I want to let it be known that there's a group of us in Austin, in Menlo Park, in New York, that specialize in e-commerce businesses and can really help make them successful on our platform.
Cool. So besides, some of the challenges you just mentioned, what do you think the biggest hurdle that retailers have with Facebook is today? What is kind of the thing that they struggle with most in using Facebook, in partnering with Facebook? Where do they hit a wall?
My gut tells me that there's still a lot of education to be had. I think that there's a lot of preconceived notions that Facebook is specifically designed for, social.
Right.
And the truth is, we can compete and achieve goals at any level of the funnel, whether you're one of the top, 50 brands in the world like McDonald's or Walmart, and we can achieve those branding metrics, down to e-commerce businesses. If you're looking for a new customer, direct return on ad spend, we've actually got those solutions to hit the bottom of that funnel. So wherever you are, we can hit. And I think it's often been thought of as Facebook is in this social box.
Right.
And the truth is that we're really in the marketing box, and whoever you are in the marketing organization, even outside of marketing, customer loyalty, you can be successful in hitting your metrics on Facebook.
Right. We were also talking about this recent article that I don't know if any of you read, but I did. It was in Vanity Fair. It was really interesting, and it was talking about how Facebook is kind of becoming the marketing company of the future, and that's really what they want to be known as. And I'm just curious if you think that that's kind of a surprise to retailers here, or is it that really just more of a surprise to the general public? I mean, how are you guys trying to get that message out there?
I think education. Education is the most important thing that we can do at Facebook, and I do think it's a surprise. I think I've been with the company for 3 years, and in that time we've evolved so much, and the tools that we're bringing to the table now, especially for performance advertisers, I think it is surprising. A lot of the clients that I work with, when we first get them on board, and we're looking at the return on ad spend after day 2. I think it shocks them. And it's a lot of fun just being able to show we're not just social. It's not just about these social metrics. They're business metrics. We're solving real business problems. At the end of the day, we're the largest community of real people engaging and discovering the things that they love. And if you're a brand, you have to position yourself as something that can be part of that individual. How can you be discovered? How can you be one of those things that somebody serendipitously discovers? The more serendipitous it is, the better. And our products are designed to make that discovery much easier and much more trackable.
So as this continues and evolves and people start to become more aware of Facebook's strategy through education, through better transparency, do you think it'll become easier for retailers to make that ROI case to their boss? Because we still hear all the time that the biggest challenge with social is what's the ROI? Do you think it'll be easier for them to do that?
I do. At the end of the day, when it comes to ROI, it's about measuring.
Right.
You know, we're here at eTail. The great thing about online commerce is that it is so trackable.
Right.
And every day I'm talking to new clients, getting new people on board and using our platform, and every day we're having that moment of truth where they're actually seeing dollars for dollars back compared to their spend. So yeah, there's that light bulb moment, and I think the more we get out there, the more we have these personal contacts, and the more we're able to demonstrate that, it's going to be, the funnel's not just going to be about search, display networks, etc. It's really going to be about discovery.
Right.
And Facebook comes really at the center of that discovery engine.
Right, right. So, just going back to the kind of social footing that Facebook has, I mean, obviously that's where Facebook started. Do you think that it's, it's still really important for brands to focus on, their messaging through Facebook and, how they're talking to their customers? Mm-hmm. Is that really still kind of the main thing that retailers should focus on? Because, I mean, I imagine it might get a little bit overwhelming, what can we do? There's so much to do, you know?
So it's absolutely something that they should be focusing on.
Yeah.
The way that you engage with your customers, with your clients, is absolutely important. It's something that Facebook can drive a lot of positive results with.
Yeah.
I do think at the end of the day, especially for e-retailers, if the positioning starts to change of how can I drive revenue from Facebook, whether it's an investment of time, resources, or direct dollars in advertising, there's an investment. And those people who are making the decisions on where to make those investments have to find the return, I think, immediately. And as soon as you start finding that return, it allows you to really focus on reinvesting in everything else: engagement, customer service, driving deeper social commerce on your website.
Right.
I do absolutely think that your strategy for engaging with your fans is 100% an important thing. Maybe that falls more in the loyalty bucket.
Yeah. Yeah. What about retailers selling directly on their Facebook pages? Do you see a lot of that still, or is that kind of an unsophisticated way of trying to generate revenue through social?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So the way that people experience a brand on Facebook is in the newsfeed.
Yeah.
That is where the majority of people spend time on the internet.
Right.
And so, as a business, I think it's really important to focus on how is my brand perceived in the newsfeed? How can I get those products in the newsfeed?
Yeah.
I would not recommend to my clients a on-page social store specifically. I think that there are other ways to more effectively find ROI. I think there are other ways to effectively drive people to your website and actually sell products that way. So I mean, newsfeed is
right.
where it is.
So then, going off of that, I would imagine if you are a vendor or a solution provider who is trying to provide that kind of a service to retailers, on-page social shopping or anything, then maybe you want to reconsider or evolve your product offering. I'm just trying to talk to all the vendors out there.
No, I think that the way that can be evolved is how can that experience find its way into the newsfeed as well. If you're driving engaging content in the newsfeed that gets people onto a social experience, whether it's a shopping experience or whatever it may be on the page,
right.
That then gets more content back into the newsfeed, that's where you're going to find a lot of success. If that content is structured in a way that it's kind of walled into the page only, then I think it's going to be harder to find that scale and success that you need to, especially to find that ROI. But I've seen, there are many different applications and tools that have been developed that start off on the page, and they create these ripples into the newsfeed. And that's, at the end of the day, where these ripples happen, into the newsfeed, that you then kind of drive back to the page. But at the end of the day, newsfeed is where you have to optimize to get that engagement, that you can drive it, whether it's offsite or onto a page for an experience.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me here.
Thank you.
And just want to end off with a little bit of a fun question.
Sure.
What's the best movie or TV show you've seen in the last year?
Tough question. So right now it's either between Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Game of Thrones
Love
is
it.
just, I've read the books, I'm reading the books. I love it, but when you read the books, the show isn't quite as surprising.
Ah.
I think Breaking Bad is just the most amazing original content out there right now. My biggest disappointment, actually,
giveaway?
Well, no giveaway. But flying into Philadelphia, I was on a plane that had television. I was so excited because I get to watch the newest episode, and
No
it didn't have
AMC.
AMC.
God, what a bummer.
That was tough.
I'm with you, though. My favorite. Thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you later.
Thank you so much.